Imagine a country where two individuals earn the same amount of money, one through a traditional paycheck, the other through investments, but only one of them is required to pay a significant tax bill. Now imagine that this disparity isn't a loophole or a mistake. It's the law. Welcome to the United States tax system, where the type of income you make plays a much larger role than how much you earn. For most Americans, taxes are a regular part of life. You go to work, receive your paycheck, and every time a portion is deducted before you even see the money. Come tax season, you file your returns, sometimes hoping for a refund, but deep down, you know that you're shouldering the majority of the tax burden in the country. The system feels automatic, unchangeable, and inescapable. But for the wealthiest Americans, the ones who accumulate their wealth not through salaries but through owning assets, the rules are starkly different. These individuals can grow their fortunes into the billions and pay little to no taxes at all. This isn't an issue of tax evasion. It's about how the system is designed legally, deliberately, and in ways that continue to favor the wealthy. The divide between income and capital gains tax. To understand the disparities, we must first explore the core of the U.S. tax system. There are two primary types of taxes on personal income. Income tax, which applies to wages, the money that regular people earn from their jobs. The federal income tax rates range from 10% to 37% depending on how much you make. Capital gains tax, which applies to profits made from selling assets, like stocks, real estate, or businesses. Long-term capital gains, profits from assets held for more than a year, are taxed at 0%, 15%, or a maximum of 20%. This rate is often much lower than the tax rate on regular income. This isn't a technicality. It's a foundational shift in how wealth is treated in America. A nurse working 60 hours a week may end up paying a higher tax rate than a billionaire who makes money simply by holding on to Apple stock for a decade. One is taxed for working hard, while the other is rewarded for owning valuable assets. How the middle class bears the burden. Now let's consider the typical middle-class family in America, earning around $100,000 a year. They pay federal income taxes, Social Security and Medicare taxes, possibly state income tax, property tax, sales tax. The list goes on. Their taxes are automatic, with no ways to hide, manipulate, or delay. For most people, tax season is a time to file their returns and hope for a refund, but the money has already been deducted from their paychecks throughout the year. In contrast, let's imagine a wealthy investor who sells $1 million worth of stock they purchased many years ago. They might pay only 15% to 20% in taxes on that gain. And here's the kicker: if they don't sell, they pay nothing. Even if their portfolio increased in value by $5 million that year, they don't owe a single penny in taxes until they actually sell their assets. This creates a major advantage the wealthy can defer, paying taxes for years or even decades while continuing to grow their wealth. This difference has a compounding effect over time. While the middle class receives steady income that is subject to regular taxation, the wealthy can accumulate vast amounts of wealth without having to pay taxes as long as they don't sell their assets. They can reinvest, grow their wealth further, and continue to delay any tax payments. The system favors capital over labor. This stark division between income earned through labor and income earned through capital is not just a flaw in the tax code. It reflects a broader national policy, one that has favored capital over labor and investment over work for decades, and the numbers bear this out. Since the early 1980s, the after-tax income of the wealthiest Americans has increased by over 400%, while the income of the middle class has only grown by 50%. This isn't an accident, it's the result of policies that have systematically reinforced this divide. As a tax professional with over 15 years of experience, I've seen firsthand how this system operates. 3 key factors contribute to this imbalance. The lobbying power of the financial elite. The wealthiest individuals have significant influence in Washington, using that power to shape tax laws that protect their interests. The deferral model of capital gains. No tax is due until an asset is sold, allowing wealth to grow untaxed for years. The belief that tax breaks for investors stimulate the economy. This trickle-down philosophy has been deeply embedded in tax policy since the Reagan era, despite a lack of solid empirical evidence supporting it. These beliefs have created a system that rewards those who own assets, making it easy for the rich to avoid taxes while workers face a much higher burden. The system isn't just flawed, it's structured to maintain inequality, rewarding those with the wealth to buy assets while penalizing those who work for a living.